Hello everyone, Nini FC from Blue Lions TV, joined today by Flex from United Stan. How you feeling, bro? What's your thoughts after the game? That's what I really want to know.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it's still very fresh and I've just been doing interviews myself, so it's one of them ones where it's like, to give my most honest opinion, I'd probably have to like let it stew a bit, because like before the game I predicted a draw and I would have bitten someone's hand off for a draw. Yeah. But to drop 2 points like that in the last minute, like we're so close to such a big result for us, it would have been a massive result. It still kind of is, but the gloss has been taken off it because we just couldn't see it over the line.
Especially in the final minutes of the game, final seconds of the game to not get the 3 points.
Man. And then when I'm looking at it from like a logical point of view, when I start to dissect it, it's kind of like the same old if you think about it, because it's like we can't put a game together of 90 minutes playing well. The second half was way better than the first. Same little mistakes creeping in, losing players. Like we were bad from set pieces, and then we were bad from the knockdown again, and then hit the post. Just poor. Like we can't keep our eye on it we can't sustain our good moments. So it is kind of the same old from that. But in terms of getting a half decent / positive result from here, that is a positive. So I have to say that.
I mean, you know, you guys know me. I'm always objective first. You know, when I give you guys my thoughts and opinions and my analysis, you know, I'll put the fan side separate and I'll just have to analyse the game fairly. Now, of course, when it came to how Jose was going to approach the game, I wasn't surprised by that. But I was a bit surprised by the application of the United players. I think that, again, you know, when Sai was telling Hazard to drift right in the game, I've seen him do that against teams where he thinks they're going to, you know, defend very deep and very compact. And they did that. And I think that, you know, United really stopped us playing between the lines. You know, I kept saying when we did the videos that I thought that was going to be an area we profit from, because this season we've been amazing playing between the lines. Jose knew that, and I just think that how he set the team up tactically, especially off the ball, you know, I knew that United will press high at times, but only when the opportunities come. But really, it was interesting to see how compact United were. You know,
we just set off like we were playing like a half-court press. You know, and especially in that first half, which I can see maybe some of the reasons why, but what was happening was that you were just far too comfortable on the ball. You were giving Hazard, we were giving Hazard confidence to then start knocking some passes. And because your front three is interchangeable and ours is very rigid and stays still, like Martial, you can tell Martial was like told, don't move from the left. Rashford is told, don't move from the right.
It's a side note,
and it's bullshit.
I thought Rashford was really poor today.
He was terrible, and Matic had a game in 2 hours, because the first half was the worst I've seen him play in United. He was getting his pocket picked every time. He was poor,
I've always thought Matic is, you know, I think especially when you play for Mourinho, players do get scapegoated. I've always felt personally Matic has always been unfairly scapegoated quite a lot. I don't think he's nowhere near as bad. And when you guys
I'm not saying
playing,
he's not horrendous all the time, but I think in terms of what we're trying to do, like there's been loads of times he's very slow. He does only pass sideways, but you know, in a system that makes that work, it's good to have that anchor man. But today, I think he tried a few Corey turns, got picked. He helped your midfield be a bit more confident than it should have been, because when we were winning the ball back, which, you know, it wasn't like you were all over us in the first half, we just allowed you to have too much of the ball. But when we did have it, our transition was poor.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I think, especially with Rashford, I think that he didn't really provide anything.
No, there was a couple of positions he got into, like. There was one time, it was like the first 10 minutes, I think, and he got down the right-hand side and he tried to like pick out Lukaku needle in a haystack. Well, I'm saying drive into the space, commit someone.
Didn't have the confidence.
And he didn't, and he tried to look early, and it was a bad ball.
I thought with Alonso there, he could have maybe been a bit affected by it.
Didn't get him. Martial tried in the first half. Him and Luke Shaw tried to link up well. Aspilicueta did all right against him, to be fair, but second half, he just opened up and started to...
This is why, for me, everyone on my channel knows, you know, I'm a massive fan of Martial. You know, the club, you know, as we've spoken to, you know, Chelsea tried to sign him in the summer. I look at the qualities the guy brings. I mean, really, that's like there's only 2 shots in the game, 2 goals.
I don't remember the game making a lot of saves, and that's what I have to say from a Man United point of view. Although we played poorly in the first half, I think a more ruthless Chelsea, one that was creating chance after chance, would have not put us to bed.
I think it was really hard though, because I think with United,
you didn't really get many chances.
Exactly, and at times, you know, a lot of times you guys allowed us to play out from the back. Because it wasn't about trying to stop. You know, it was about keeping the shape compact in the middle, forcing us out wide, which I thought United did quite a lot. Whenever we tried to play through the middle, but there was a time getting out mans.
But you see, there was a time when, like, what's his name? Luis was playing like 1-2s with Hazard and that, because we've allowed him to come out with the ball that far.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the urgency isn't there to press on someone like we spoke about before. If you let Luis start, you know, not having to worry about defend and, you know, pick passes and bounce it off people, he can do it all day, either foot, and that was my frustration. Second half, it's like it's not like we came like out the traps in the second half and blew you away. The goal kind of came from a bit of fortune, but we got into a good area and a good position. And I think, but once we did score, I saw players pressing in units, in numbers, and you didn't know how to deal with that for that little 15-minute period.
I definitely agree. I think that I think especially getting that second goal, the confidence is really there from Man United, and I think that as I keep stressing my match review, the game was really in United's court, and we were kind of playing their game. I think that again, I'm trying to think what we could have done differently. I think there's one area which maybe United didn't really prepare for as much. And that's the fact that I think we're one of the best teams from set pieces, because
we're terrible.
Under
We've
Sarri,
been poor at that.
Exactly. But under Sarri, that's something that he works on a lot with his teams. He's known for that. Very creative, and this is why Rudiger was able to lose his man. This is why we look very threatening. And some people might think, we were quite lucky in the end to get something, but we work on every part of the game, the smallest, minute details.
You didn't give up. You kept going to the end. You kept asking questions. We were answering those questions quite a bit, though. Like, I honestly felt there's always that with Chelsea at home. There's always that worry that they're just going to nick one. But I was quietly confident in the back of my head that I think we can see this out. Just we're clearing balls, we were stopping. I thought some United fans have given Ashley Young some stick. I need to go on social media and see, but I thought he did all right against Hazard.
I can't lie.
He did all right.
I think he was, especially because it was like he was playing like a man-marking role. Because a lot of times if Hazard was drifting in field, I'd see Ashley Young was marking him. I mean, to be honest, and I think this is what kind of cost United in the end. Hear me out for a second. I think that you had to be very aggressive, which you guys picked up a lot of yellow cards.
Yeah, loads.
But I kind of think maybe the passion was what cost you guys in the end, because you keep giving away free kicks, especially near the end of the game. I was worried. I was sitting next to people in the stadium thinking, we know what's going to happen now. Jose, his team's going to waste time. We're going to really struggle to create many chances. But I think United's just
kept it open for you, didn't we?
Yeah, because he just kept constantly giving fouls away, and we just kept applying more pressure, and that was how we were able to get something right. And even before that, Giroud, I don't know how he missed that chance, and he was there. We were testing them, and that frustration from Mourinho I can understand. You're thinking, I thought maybe Lindelof this morning were decent today, but it's the decisive moments like that, missing out on them crucial 50-50s you can't afford to.
I agree, and I agree with that 100%. There's passion can be positive or negative, especially when you overexert yourself or you don't concentrate. Your passion turns into like naivety. And I agree with that, because we don't give the free kick away there. It doesn't happen. But at the end of the day, I
think it's a good.
It's
point.
hard.
It is for us.
For you, like, I mean, if you're looking for like a title challenge and things like that, it's made of things like that, and you haven't lost yet. So fair play to that, but to be in that position, man, I don't know. I
know the feeling. I remember.
But I predicted a draw, and I would have bitten anyone's hand off. I said that. So it's mixed emotions, man.
Yeah, exactly. When we got that first goal pretty early in the game, I was saying 3-1. I thought, okay, the game's going to open up a bit more now. United will give us chances on the counter, but in a way, United just kept playing their normal plan, and I think maybe that was how you were able to still stay in the game. You didn't just change things.
I'm just frustrated with the first half performance, because it's too many times that we just can't play good for 90 minutes. And
you're right. This is the thing with Mourinho. Bullshit. It's always been you'll get one good 45 minutes, but to play like that, it's not sustainable.
And that's what makes me sometimes lean towards it's the players that are like thinking like, let's go, because you can clearly see how we set them up. And they didn't buy into it in the first half, or we weren't really an attacking threat. Second half, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jose did say, look, we need to do this, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough of that for a long enough period for me not to think the players just think, oh, fuck this, let's go.
You're right. I think, again, this is the dangerous thing about Mourinho teams. They can profit from mistakes if you make them, and I think that, again, very clinical from it was a game where both teams didn't really create many chances. That was how tight it was, and I think that was what made the game so fascinating, in my opinion. But I mean, obviously, from this game now, how are you feeling for future games? Do you think what do you think? Actually, let me ask you this: the lineup. Were you expecting to see? I
tweeted and said I'm happy with that lineup. To be fair, because Mata played well in the last game and kept his spot, and he was sensational today.
I think it makes United look better.
He 100%. Like we've been screaming, but why didn't he? Because he was an essential area.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. You saw the link he made between the midfield and the attack. He made it, and it was good.
And that's one thing too. People forget when people talk about Pogba. The thing's always been about you need a defensive bid. No, I mean, if you've got someone in Mata that can keep the
use
ball
their
in the
strengths and
final
go
third,
play, exactly. Give you something to worry about.
Then you can then move forward, and this is why Pogba, again, it wasn't a game where it was through the midfield. It was about both teams were attacking down the flanks. So before people start thinking maybe, Pogba, he was so and so.
No, he had a good game in the second half. Definitely, he let himself down for losing Rudiger. I get that.
Yeah.
Poor from him. But he's a player that even after he makes a mistake, he always wants the ball. And then second half, I started seeing him like breeze past Kovacic a couple of times, hit Kante's pocket, and then they're running behind Pogba, chasing him. So I saw it feeding him passes for Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? So we saw that Pogba that we want to see, but again, over 90 minutes.
That's the thing. And I don't know if you're Mourinho, maybe. I mean, how often has he used a lineup like this throughout the season? Unless it's against a very easy team.
The 4-3-3. Very much so, but in terms of the personnel,
like a 4-2-3-1 in a sense. But maybe Pogba.
Matter was the 10. Matter was the 10. So very rarely with a 10. Well, never with a 10. To be honest with you, 4-3-3 with a flat 3, yes. And then someone ends up being the furthest forward just by chance. But in terms of today, Matter was definitely a 10. And that's why he should be there. We've been saying that for ages.
Exactly.
Martial, brilliant. Loved it. But
Martial.
Again,
this is the guy. Roman, if you ever watch this, please bring this guy to the club. Man. But Flex, bro, thanks for coming on. Of course, you guys. You know what? You need to make sure. Obviously, you guys love football like me. Go to the United Centre. Hear the United fans' perspective on the game to really get an even deeper insight into the game. You guys, there's going to be more videos coming out today. Make sure you do watch a match review that I did release today. You guys, it's Nini FC. This is Blue Line TV. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.